Hello, and welcome to GlobalData Themes Instant Insights. At GlobalData, we define a theme as something that keeps a CEO awake at night, as businesses that invest in important themes will succeed, and those that don't will fail.
Hello, and welcome to Instant Insights. Today I am at the TechEx Global conference with our very own Sarah Coop, an analyst from thematic intelligence at GlobalData. Hi Sarah, how's it going?
Hi Emma, yeah, it's good, thanks. It's been a really good day so far. Lots of interesting talks.
Oh, good. What kind of things have you managed to see so far?
So I've mainly been at the AI and Big Data Expo. There have been some really interesting talks there, and then we also have been to a couple of the cloud and cybersecurity talks as well.
Sounds great. Right, well, let's get back to the office and you can give us some key takeaways from the day so far.
We've just got back from the TechEx Global conference in London, which is a conference showcasing cutting-edge tech innovation in enterprise. So, Sarah, what were your main takeaways from the first morning of the TechEx Global 2022 conference?
So it was a really great conference. I enjoyed it a lot. I spent most of my time over at the AI and Big Data stage. And Tim Enzer, who's from Cambridge Consultants, gave a really interesting keynote. And he was talking a lot about generative AI, about creating new data.
What is generative AI, just for those of us who've not heard of it before?
Sure, so it's like creating new data using AI. So in this case, it's using language to create new data, which is then the image. And also about kind of the combination of language and images and how this kind of obviously is in the news a lot at the moment with DALL-E 2, which is basically talking about how you can type out some text. Like the example he gave was like a raccoon on a motorbike, I think it was, like holding a banana, and then how the AI would like create that. Obviously it doesn't always work, but it was quite interesting to see those two elements kind of merging.
Oh yeah, we've been chatting about that a lot here at GlobalData. Our video editor Rich was saying how it could really be useful so that he doesn't have to use stock images anymore, and he can find really specific stock images for certain use cases.
Yeah, that would definitely make Rich's life a lot easier, not having to trawl through stock images for sure. And then another element I found interesting was this kind of idea of efficient AI, because obviously kind of creating data AI models uses a lot of data. You know, you use a big amount of training data to make your model more accurate, but then that uses a lot of computational power and resource. So with efficient AI, ByteDance was given as an example. They made a reinforcement learning model, and they managed to train an AI model using 1% of the training data. So it kind of gives efficient AI without the big blockers of, enormous compute resources. So those were two elements I found very interesting.
That's really interesting. ByteDance is the company that owns TikTok, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly.
Were there any other good industry applications?
Yeah, sure. So again, kind of along the enterprise AI lines, it was interesting to hear from some different companies about how they're implementing AI and how they plan to implement it. So there was a guy from McDonald's, I guess, kind of not a traditional tech company at all, but he works in the data science team there. And he was chatting about how I think they've kind of already done this in some stores, in some outlets, but they're going to introduce natural language processing in the drive-through. So you'd be kind of you'd be ordering your McDonald's, and you'd be speaking to an Alexa, basically.
So it's sort of like a, hey Siri, I'll have 2 cheeseburgers.
Yeah, exactly. And they also discussed the metaverse a bit as well. Obviously, we've kind of heard this as a bit of a buzzword in 2022. But he was saying that they've already filed some patents in this space. And one of the areas they were looking at would be kind of playing a video game in the metaverse and then being able to order a McDonald's in the metaverse, but then it shows up at your door. So it's kind of merging that like reality and metaverse, I guess.
Yeah, amazing. It was really illustrative of the fact that every single company to stay competitive is having to become a sort of disruptive tech company as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. It was it was interesting because there was a lot of that like talking about what AI can do, but then there was also chat about its limitations and what it can't do, which is also really important to think about.
Yeah, definitely. I think so many companies think that they need to adopt this technology as a must, and often sort of rush into things instead of exactly seeing the sort of end product and end use case.
Exactly. I think that's big as well for healthcare. There was talk about how a lot of the research into AI isn't actually fit for purpose when it comes to patients. So there was, basically how the data sources don't actually then fit when you're applying it to real patients. And one of the areas with this was how biased the training data can be. So with the training data on patients, they said it kind of fits into weird, which is white, educated, lives in industrial or rich and domestic areas. So the acronym is weird, but that's what it means. And he also mentioned the worried well of West London. So these are the people that are skewing all the data sets, basically. But it's an important point to raise, because if your data is biased, because humans are inherently biased as well, if your data is biased, it means that the algorithm will be, and that is obviously really unethical for any sort of medical AI.
Yeah, that's key when considering AI. Your AI is only as good as the data inputs.
Absolutely.
Well, great. Thank you so much, Sarah, for those key takeaways. Thank you for listening. And from us in Thematic Intelligence, see you next time.